All right, last thing. So you're a Browns fan. Give us some fan insight on the Browns this year and from a fantasy perspective and even beyond.
Yeah, from a fantasy perspective, I think it's going to be a really, really tricky season to roster a lot of Browns. Uh, you look at the wide receiver core. Amari Cooper's been great for the Browns past couple of years. David Njoku, great second half of the year last year. Tricky part is they've brought in another receiver in Jerry Jeudy. Elijah Moore is getting more involved in the offense. They've got Tillman and some other players that I think it's going to be a very crowded wide receiver core this year. And let's face it, even with specifically David Njoku, his big breakout was with Joe Flacco, not Deshaun Watson.
Mm.
So a lot of this is going to come down to what do we get out of Deshaun Watson? Is Deshaun Watson the guy that we saw in Houston, or is he the guy that we saw for the most part in Cleveland so far? So this is going to be a season where he's fully healthy. He's, well, I shouldn't say he's coming off that injury, but he should be fully healthy now. We started seeing a couple good games right before he got injured. So a lot of it's going to come down to him. Running back wise, it's really up in the air. We're waiting to see, is Nick Chubb going to be able to play? Is he going to be healthy? If not, how much is Jerome Ford or Donta Foreman going to be involved? So it's going to be a messy year for Cleveland Browns. So I'm not necessarily prioritizing Cleveland players in my fantasy drafts as much as I love them from a team perspective. But similarly to fantasy football, a lot of their success this season is going to depend on Deshaun Watson once again. If Deshaun Watson is the quarterback that we've seen, it's going to be a middle of the road year. It's going to be, we make it in as a wild card or we just miss the playoffs or something like that because our defense is legit. They'll keep us in games. But the offense is the big question mark. If he's playing like he did in Houston, I mean, we saw this team beat some really good football teams last year with Baltimore, and we beat San Francisco and some really good teams. So this could be a team that would push Kansas City in the AFC. So it all depends on what kind of Deshaun Watson we get this year.
Absolutely. That makes sense. It's gonna be interesting. Yeah, I liked Njoku, but that's a good reminder of the Flacco connection. That's when he really thrived.
Yeah.
It gives that puts some hesitation. So
Yeah.
that's good insight. I forgot I didn't connect that dot.